There you go. Hold that amount of bank right there. Don't forget, we need to find outside references too. Otherwise, what are we turning? You know what I mean? If we just go straight into the maneuver, we're not going to know when to start, when to stop. These are the things that are really important and are going to set you up for success. Crush that. That was awesome. In this video, you'll see me instructing my student Brendan on how to properly do steep turns. In the video, he does a common student error of starting the maneuver before he properly sets himself up. I have an acronym or mnemonic device that can be used in any maneuver that will help you properly set up. The number one thing we want to do before we start any maneuver is clearing turns. We want to look around and make sure there's no traffic in the area that could be a danger to us. The second thing we want to do is look for a reference. When we're looking for a reference, we want one inside the aircraft, that can be our heading bug, and we want that to match an outside reference like a mountain or something that can be easily identified when we're looking outside. The third one is airspeed / altitude. For our airspeed, we want to be below maneuvering speed or at the proper airspeed to start the specific maneuver. Altitude, same thing. We want to be at the right altitude for that maneuver. Configuration. Do we want flaps for the maneuver? Are we doing stalls? We would. Do we need carb heat? All these things can be found in the configuration section of this mnemonic device. Switches. We want to turn all the lights on before we start any maneuver so that other aircraft in the sky can easily identify us. So check out this video of me and my student Brendan doing steep turns when he makes the common student error of starting the maneuver too soon before he's properly set up with this checklist. Let's do some steep turns.
All right. Do one on the left here.
Sure. So hold on. So roll out a second. I want to see something.
Turning final, runway 26, touch and go, Butler truck.
Gonna let go and see what happens. You're actually pretty well trimmed out. Here, I got the controls. I want to see. You're pretty well trimmed out. So the key for doing any maneuver, and I see a lot of people mess this up, is like you're at right now 2,400 RPMs, right? So we're gonna just naturally climb. So before I start any maneuver, I want to be right around 2,200 RPMs. Now that's going to depend a little bit on the day, right? But our airspeed is a good indication of whether or not that's the right power setting.
Yeah.
So if we're at level flight, which we are, we're not climbing or descending, we're right around 90 knots, which is a pretty good spot to be to start a maneuver. So maybe a little more power because it looks like we're about 85. There we go, 2,200 RPMs, right around 90 knots, and we're perfectly at level flight. Now let's get ourselves to a good altitude that's going to be a good reference to start this maneuver. And don't forget, we need to find outside references too. Otherwise, what are we turning? You know what I mean? If we just go straight into the maneuver, we're not going to know when to start, when to stop. These are the things that are really important and are going to set you up for success. I feel like a good setting up the maneuver is half the battle.
Yeah.
If you can set yourself up for success, you're much more likely to be successful. So, okay, so here we go. We're at 3,500. We got the right power setting. We got the right airspeed. Let's pick an outside reference. And we got an aircraft out there, so let's kind of turn up to the north here. And we can use north as our reference, and it looks like that road kind of runs parallel with north here, so we can use that as our reference.
That's what I was just about to say.
All right, so there we go. You got the controls. We're on a heading of north. We got an outside reference and an inside reference of north. We're at 3,500. We're about 90 knots.
All right.
Now when you go to add in a little bit of power, you'll know that you're adding in the right amount. Whereas before, I think you had way too much power in because you were already at a pretty high power setting before you added some in and started your turn. Make sense?
Yep.
All right, man. Your controls.
Let's get it.
There you go. Hold that amount of bank right there.
Approach change traffic 1017, departing VFR to the north.
Not too shabby, man. Not too shabby at all. Let the airplane kind of reset. Remember, you added some power, so you might need to pull a little bit out, or otherwise you're going to keep climbing up when you're, in between turns.
Yep.
Whenever you're ready, we can do one to the right. So right now we're at about 30 degrees of bank. We want to be around 45. There you go. Right there, hold that. That's perfect. Oh yeah, this is looking really good.
33, turning to the left, crosswind, runway 21, go park. The traffic system 145, uniform, taking off 26, stay in the pattern belly.
Pulled out just a tad early, but other than that, that was perfect, man. You're right on your altitude.
Good stuff.
Crushed that, man. Crushed that. That was awesome. And you see, like, I don't know when the last time you did those was, but you see how easy that makes it.
Yeah.
When you're perfectly well set up, you have your references. Because think about it, if you would have just rolled right into it, how would you know when you were going to roll out? You had nothing set for a reference, right? So just that one step alone makes the world of difference when you're doing this maneuver. Not to mention, not to mention Sherman it out, getting the right power setting, all those things make a big difference. But if you're not going to listen to anything, if you're not going to get anything else I just said, set your reference for steep turns, you know?
Yeah.
If you've gotten to the end, you must have enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe.